Hi guys, GC here to talk about today's hallmark of service, giving a warm goodbye and using the client's name. Did you know that by using a client's name it acknowledges their identity, massages their ego, and can even boost their self-esteem? Studies have shown that just by recognizing they exist, you've shown them a level of respect that others haven't that very day, and that can be meaningful. Can you imagine walking up to the registration desk at the Ritz-Carlton, going through the entire registration process without hearing your name even one time? Of course not. It's more like, hello, Mr. Kleinert. Welcome back to the Ritz, Mr. Kleinert. We're so glad you could stay with us again, Mr. Kleinert. Compare that to stopping off the highway at a Motel 6 in the middle of nowhere. Chances are that experience is very different, but it doesn't have to be. Even in the middle of nowhere at a lesser establishment, there's an opportunity to make someone feel good and show respect. And the simple act of calling you by name, not just once, but whenever appropriate, and most certainly as you walk out of the lobby on your way to the room. Thanks for staying with us, Mr. Kleinert. Glad you chose us. Let me know if there's anything we can do for you, Mr. Kleinert. Even in the middle of nowhere, this can make an impact. The difference is partly training for sure, but mostly just good interpersonal communication skills. And they can have a dramatic difference in one's experience. This isn't something lost on the folks at the Broadmoor down in Colorado Springs. Last time I stayed there, I was shocked they called me by name before I got to the registration desk. Gotta love technology and the doorman who queued me up as he took my keys in the carport. I thought it was facial recognition software, but either way it made an impact. Why might this be important to you or Ethos? Well, studies show that the use of this simple gesture can make people feel good about themselves. Can you imagine walking into a meeting and starting right into your regular agenda without acknowledging your client by name? What about walking them out of the office afterwards in the same manner? Of course not. In fact, the same studies show that during departure, the gesture goes even further, as it's the last act of kindness and respect as the guest leaves the property, and the one most likely to be remembered, and can influence survey results even when taken days later. Remember that the person's name is a part of who they are. Just the other day, I stopped at a little place called the Coffee Cabin in Parker. Literally a tiny RV that was sided with fake logs that looked like a cabin. Inside, there was a lone barista selling coffee in a drive-up business. I've driven by this place 1,000 times and never stopped, opting instead for the Starbucks right by the highway. What was unique is this guy, whose name was Wes, and I know that because he had told me so with a handshake, he called me by name 3 times. Once as we introduced ourselves, another time as he was telling me a story about growing up in Brooklyn, and most importantly, after he gave me my coffee. As I'm putting the car into gear and driving away, Wes said, "Hey Greg, thanks for not driving by me today. Take care." I can't imagine how much money I've spent at Starbucks over the year, $5 at a time, but Wes owns me and my coffee business from now on. There is a difference between calling out your name because your order's ready and warmly sending off a new client. And ever since I knew I was going to do my first video on the subject of warm goodbyes and using the client's name, I've made a point with clients of not only walking them to the door, but thanking them, warmly and sincerely, by name. Give it a try. It'll make both of you feel good and perhaps even a lasting impression of not only you, but Ethos. Thanks for watching and have a great day.